Hi, we're going to be doing Leo's reading. And I already pre-shuffled, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I am currently thinking about only doing one reading a day, each day, instead of 2 readings every other day. I'm also considering only focusing on certain signs. So depending on which readings get the most feedback might be something that I focus on more. But we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We have abundance on the bottom of the deck. All my needs are met above and beyond my greatest expectations. That's just from the pre-shuffle. Having positive expectations. Believing in positive expectations for the upcoming period of time. Alright, is there anything Leo needs to know? An upside down card. Impeccability. Playfulness. It didn't come out, but I just noticed that it was upside down in the deck. Finding playfulness. And then we have radiance at the bottom of the deck. I'm finished shuffling this one. We got out impeccability and purification. Let's go ahead and move on to the next oracle deck. I felt called to use 2. First out is Awakening Your True Self. Make Music. Make Music flew over and landed on impeccability and purification. Shuffle one more time, make sure. Nothing else wants to come out. Okay. Oh. This deck is a little bit talkative today. And we're ending with look inside yourself at the bottom of the deck, going inward. Meditation, spending time with yourself. All right, so for this deck, we got Awakening Your True Self. Then Make Music came out next. Put that there. True Self. Then Detoxification came out. I giggled about that because I had just made the note that Make Music flew out on top of impeccability and purification. And detoxification. How fitting that is. Problem resolved. Then we got breaking free. And making new friends. Alrighty. And then I'm going to pull some tarot, so that way, excuse me, I could just go ahead and read everything all together. Okay. And then from the pre-shuffle, we have the Sun at the bottom of the deck. Revelation, seeing the truth, things coming to light. How enlightening it is to see something for what it is. Okay. And I'm feeling a little bit of a pull towards purification and detoxification. Like, what do you release when you see something for what it is? You know, just an idea. And I think that Mercury retrograde's energy is going to be pretty strong in these readings for the next little while. And I've always found Mercury retrograde to be a time of going back over things, usually to integrate them properly, and that can look like many, many different things. That could look like integrating things so they work, or integrating feelings and patterns and whatnot, so that way you can come to a state of release or closure about certain things, or closing things out. This could be closing out thought patterns, beliefs, and behaviors so things can work, you know, along those lines. At least that's what's coming to my head right now. What does the tarot have to say for Leo today? What does tarot have to say for Leo? Thank you. Not very talkative. We got the Ace of Wands in reverse, and that kind of landed on make music and awakening your true self. Thank you. And it's wild because I am still seeing things about releasing control and going with the flow yet. So there's going to be a need to still not make big decisions based off of big emotions. You know, fear, worry, guilt, shame, yada, 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 all of those things. It's going to be really, really important to not make big decisions from such a fiery place just yet. It's still not the time for big moves, force. Well, is there really ever a time to force? I'm wondering. Are we really ever supposed to be out of a state of flow? You know, doing more than taking one step at a time. Aligned action, where forced action is usually fueled by fear and impatience. And I'm starting to wonder if that's just something that needs to be really, really worked on altogether. You know, when it comes time to make a move, you'll know. And it won't come from a place of fear and erratic emotion. We have the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Public victory through strength, determination, perseverance. One thing I have noticed is lately when people are in a state of forcing in their life, forcing movement, trying to control every aspect instead of going with the flow. Big scary events have been happening in their lives, and it's almost like taking action from that place of control and fear is amplifying the energy. And then, you know, those big scary things happen, and then there's more fear and more actions based off of trying to control the situation, and it's just like, it's almost like it just snowballs. And the reason I'm saying that is I see the Tower here. The King of Spheres. And when I think of the King of Spheres, look at, I mean, it's going to be hard to tell. So here's his face. So here's his nose, his eye, eyebrows, his mouth. But then there's all of this chaos in his mind. Sorry, itchy eye. And then he's got this fear that he's trying to focus on right here. I think that we are facing a time of things falling away, or not necessarily falling away. How do I want to word that? Things changing. There's change in the air. The sun at the bottom of the deck. There's revelation. Sometimes revelation isn't always the most fun thing. Sometimes we're realizing things that kind of hurt. Sometimes we're realizing things that kind of sweep us off of our feet in a not so fun way. Coming to terms with things. And that creates mental chaos. But you're being asked to be gentle with yourself, because we have a star here. Being gentle with yourself within all of this chaos, so that way you can bring your focus back to that sphere or pentacle, that place that you're supposed to be focusing your energy. Taking your time, being diligent in what it is that you want to do. Like I said, one step at a time kind of energy, not forcing 10 steps in 1 hour, you know. And I know I kind of just jumped into that, but I got that energy just kind of really pulled me in. Oh, the sun's underneath the 6 of Wands. I didn't notice that before. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Debt, blocked, and delay. Oh, that's Ace of Spheres. I can't read. Being blocked sounded a little bit accurate. Uninspiring and dull. You could be in a place of things being a little dark right now. Not having that spark. And I think that's another thing that's really hard to deal with, is not having the spark. And because we don't have the spark, we don't know which move to make, but we know that we want to go places. Sometimes that can create the fear too. Like, how come I just don't have it? And then sometimes that force comes through. Then we have the Three of Spheres, the Ace of Spheres, and the Fool. The Three of Spheres speaks of hard, diligent work. The Ace of Spheres is a new beginning. And the Fool, to me, also speaks of new beginnings, but taking that leap. Hard and consistent work is what is needed to learn, grow, and succeed. Hard work, dedication, and teamwork. Time to plant a seed, start a new job, buy a new house, or move to a new location. Investment, manifesting, and getting started. And we have the Fool. The Fool represents a leap of faith, which is the action we take when we are born and when we die, and many times throughout our lives. Therefore, as the Zero card, the Fool is the beginning and the ending of the journey through the major and minor arcana. We are the Fool. The Fool archetype is about curiosity and open-mindedness, going with the flow of life and managing our way through the unknown. Okay. So whatever is coming to light for you or creating a bit of upheaval for you, through finding balance in that chaos and being gentle with yourself in order to bring your focus in on what it is that you're trying to create, not forcing, going with the flow, through consistent hard work, you make it possible to maybe, I'm having a hard time saying what I'm trying to say. Investing in that hard work, in balancing yourself, focusing yourself on what it is that you're trying to create, you plant that seed. Without force, all through alignment, taking one step at a time, even when it feels like, oh my God, I just want to move already. I want to make moves. That is the leap of faith. A leap of faith is stepping into the unknown. It's not necessarily making something happen right now. It's taking that first step. Okay, and I don't usually feel called to start reading the tarot before I read the oracle. So, when I see the impeccability oracle card, I see self-discipline, showing up for yourself and your goals, finding balance in order to balance all of this, because, you know, if your thoughts are running rampant, so are your feelings, and so are your actions. And I don't know, you could be very connected to music. Music could be a good means of releasing energy. Some people, maybe you're somebody who likes to sing your heart out and get all of that stuff out by screaming at the top of your lungs. Or maybe you like shredding it up on a guitar, or banging it out on your drums or something, or maybe even just listening is something that helps clear your mind. Purification. I see purification as needing to clean your house, clean your space, because your space is a reflection of your mind. It's connected. And when we clean our space, it helps kind of clean up the nooks and crannies in here as well. And if you have a messy mind, it's going to be harder to tame all of this chaos. It's going to be harder to find gentleness with yourself. Awakening your true self. But we are going to read about impeccability and purification real quick, just in case there is something else within it, or another message by chance. Inspiration, impeccability. All right, now is the time to be impeccable in your responsibilities, relationships, and home environment. Gather your discipline and integrity around you like a sacred cloak. No matter what it takes, maintain your power, intent, and focus. Pay attention to details. And that's another thing that's coming up with Mercury retrograde. And I know I've repeated myself multiple times about not taking forced action based off of fiery, chaotic emotion. Mercury retrograde is a time of revisiting thought patterns, beliefs, behaviors, people, places, things. It's a time to pay attention to what you see come up. And if you're running wild, if you're not focused, if you don't have all of your ducks in a row, it's going to be really hard to pay attention to what it is that you're supposed to be seeing. It's going to be hard for you to find those revelations. And if you're somebody who really, really wants to make a change in your life, those revelations that are going to be available to you are important. Because somebody who truly wants to change their life wants to change it, wants whatever it takes to change it. The hard things, the unfun things, the things falling away, along with things coming in. Someone who really wants to change their life understands that there is a matter of what is for your highest good and what isn't. And being able to notice that. Because if you have a hard time noticing it, you're going to be gripping too much. You're going to be holding on to things out of fear. And because you're feeling that fear, you're going to feel motivated to take action. Cleanse your body and environment by doing space clearing and shifting your clutter. Release whatever doesn't serve or support you in life. Let go of the old, discarded, and unused. Eat lightly and consume fresh water and food with strong life force. Ooh. I didn't have plans of doing that at all tonight. I'll have to get on that tomorrow. I already started eating like doo-doo today, so I'm going to finish it out and maybe we'll fast tomorrow. Okay, that's it for that oracle deck. Awakening your true self. seeing yourself for what you are, who you are, what you really want could be a theme too. I just got that feeling. You're beginning to recover your natural identity, including your old sense of humor, interests, passions, and desires. Trust that any confusion or changes you're currently experiencing are part of your healthful evolution. I think that really fits. And I'm tempted to leave that one there. I think that fit really well based off of just that. Detoxification. You are being guided to clean your body, environment, mind, and heart of toxins. God and the fairies will help you with this endeavor. I don't know what it means to you for cleansing your body. Perhaps even doing a bit of a smudge on yourself and asking all that which no longer serves you to be released. One thing I like to do is running through the chakras and asking for blockages to be removed, and then asking to invite in the opposites of those blockages. Like the root chakra is blocked by fear, the sacral is blocked by guilt, the solar plexus is blocked by shame, the heart chakra is blocked by grief, the throat chakra is blocked by excuses, the lies that we tell ourselves, the third eye is blocked by illusions, which is deeply connected to our throat chakra. It's very connected here. I don't know why I pointed at the heart, but I did. I think I forgot where my throat was. But that could be, you know, some of that grief being a part of that. But anyway, and then our crown chakra is blocked by attachments. And attachments can be a need for a certain outcome, a need for things, people, and so on. And so the opposites of those things would be inviting in courage. Courage to face anything that comes your way. Courage to face the unknown. This could be, feelings of safety as well, inviting in feelings of safety. Then the sacral chakra is inviting in forgiveness. The solar plexus is inviting in acceptance for not only other people, but yourself as well. Same goes for the sacral chakra and forgiveness. Because forgiveness and acceptance and unconditional love all begin with the self. You can't really give that to another person unless you give it to yourself first. Then the heart chakra is balanced by unconditional love. The throat chakra is balanced by truth. The third eye is balanced by clarity, and the crown chakra is balanced by surrendering to the divine, releasing attachments. Whew. Problem resolved. Where is that? An issue that's been bothering you is being healed behind the scenes. The solution is creative, ingenious, and a joyous surprise for you. Now, what also comes up with this card is all of that control I've been talking about, reacting and moving from fear to try to control the situation. It's really, really hard for things to rearrange behind the scenes when we're still trying to move things around things that aren't assigned to us to be moving around and controlling and, you know, pissing with. You know, the best way to get an outcome that you're looking to have is to release what is not yours to carry. I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. Breaking free. I want to break free. God knows. Do you feel trapped in some area, in some life area? This card asks you to take the first step in freeing yourself from any unnatural restriction. Sometimes we feel trapped by outside circumstances. For instance, we believe that financial or family obligations compel us to accept an unsatisfactory job, or we're afraid to leave or fix an unhealthy relationship. Perhaps we feel that our family or spouse won't let us pursue life-enhancing activities such as college classes or exercise programs. Then again, maybe we feel controlled by our addictions. The fairies say that when we're responsible for ourselves, we're more responsible for others. That is, when we are happy, our family, friends, children, and spouse enjoy being around us and are inspired by our strength and confidence. Pray for help in releasing your fears, in assisting you in breaking free. God's plan is that you be responsible, while simultaneously feeling as free as the birds, angels, and fairies. I am free, I am powerful, and I now allow myself to enjoy this freedom and power. I don't know what that might mean for you. Maybe this is you realizing ways that you've been keeping yourself trapped. Making new friends. Your circle of friends and acquaintances is shifting to a higher frequency. Old friends may part ways and new people are entering your life. All right, I'm feeling called to leave that there. Oh, I hope that this reading helps you take a little bit of time out for yourself and to find gentleness and love and acceptance and forgiveness. I hope that it helps you release that which is not yours to carry. I hope that it releases you from the mental binds that you might have yourself in right now. I hope it releases you from fear and feelings of lack in order to help you release your grip on things that aren't yours to be holding on to. I'm wishing you the best, and I thank you for watching and being here. I hope that you have a good night.